Hello everyone, Kyle here, and today we're back for some more WorldBox. Most of you will be familiar with the ancient Greek story about the tortoise and the hare, but for those of you who aren't, I'll sum it up. There's a tortoise and a hare and they decide to have a race to see who's the best. The hare gets to the finish line and then falls asleep before crossing it, allowing the tortoise to catch up and win, leaving you the gift of the passing knowledge that just because you're worse at something than someone else, you can still beat them, assuming they have narcolepsy. So now we know who would win a race, but who would win in a fight to the death? The agile ninja-like speed of the hare versus the defensive slow but wise stance of the tortoise. Let's find out together, shall we? My original plan was to let a rabbit and turtle fight to the death, but after an hour of watching this happening, I decided I needed a new strategy. So the first thing we're going to do is set the map to large. Next, we'll go ahead and pause the game so time freezes. I just hate it when time passes without my permission. In the World Laws tab, we'll turn off both disasters because the only disaster in my world is my existence. The rest will leave as it is because I'm too lazy to control everything. The next step is to make the map look like my mattress and cover it in soil. Now we'll add in some biomes, and by that I of course mean grass. The rest of the biomes can just jog on. Now we can divide the map in half with shallow water. It's basically water that only dates clear water. It's a bit wonky, but who cares? That's life. Now we'll add in a variety of different mining resources across the map. We'll put the best resources in the center. Look at that. Woo! Rocks really excite me. We'll want to match the resources on either side, kind of like a mirror, so that it's fair. Lovely stuff. Now we'll add in berry bushes to kickstart their eating habits. And there you have it. The basic layout of the map. The best resources are in the middle, which will hopefully cause people to fight over them, or create a dystopian city full of drug addicts and Londoners. Sorry for the repetition. The final thing I'll do is just give a generous coating of trees over the world so that there is plenty of building materials and /or trees to befriend depending on your views of trees. Me personally, I hate them. When I cover myself in sticky stuff and shed my hair on people's lawns, it's a crime. But when a tree does it, it's fine. Fuck you trees, you smug gits. There we go, we have a map now. It's very much a mappy map. Now we'll add a human at the top and bottom corners of it. Just unpause to let them build a base. Good job in the top corner, but why aren't you building in the bottom? Are you going to do it? No, you're just going to run off into the wilderness and start a new life. Well, we can replace you with someone who will listen. There we go. So in the top corner we have the barely any hair people, and in the bottom corner we have the hide and seek champion tortoises. So now the bases are established, we'll spawn 49 more people in each one to give them a total starting figure of 50. Now we want to give traits that are somewhat associated with the animals they represent. So the hares are agile and attractive, in a cute sense, not in a I like to touch bunnies inappropriate kind of way. They're fast, which is obvious as it's even an image of a bunny. They're fertile if you believe the old saying, probably lustful and weightless. I think they're quite paranoid as well because they're always sitting there with their ears up like, what's going on? I'd say they're pretty content with being hares. I mean, I've never heard one complain about it. Unlike birds, those annoying, stupid birds. I'll give them blessed, which does a whole bunch of good stuff, including speed, fertility, and health. But I'll also give them tiny so that the health is balanced back out. I'd say that's all the traits I'd associate with being a hare. It's a good amount and somewhat balanced. Now we'll just sprinkle this over the people and there we go. Now we'll do the same thing for the tortoise people. So I'd say they're fat, although they do hide it well in that shell of theirs. They're gluttonous. I see them always munching on some form of greenery. They live a long time. I mean, that's a given for tortoises. They just don't ever die, no matter how much they want to. They've got good immune systems. I've never seen a tortoise with the flu. I think they're short-sighted as well. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm blind and my eyes are bigger than theirs. They're also slow, speed-wise, not like your uncle who enjoys eating glue. They're tough. Their shells act as armor for their frail, wrinkly bodies. I wouldn't say that they're ugly. That wouldn't be fair. They kind of remind me of asthmatic old men, and that's a beautiful thing. I'd say they're also content, which is why they're slow. They just don't feel the need to be fast. I wouldn't say that they're geniuses because I doubt one could open a jar, but I would give them some credit and say that they're wise beyond their years. I'll also give them giant because some of them are big old boys, and I'll give them crippled, slow slow them down that little bit more and give them veteran to up their defense and health. There we go. I think that's fair. Sprinkle that over the tortoises. Nice. So the hares are more attack heavy and quick, whereas the tortoises are slower but defensive. So here we have it. The map is done. The hares and the tortoises are ready to commence their race towards killing each other. Let's get started. So the barely any hare people have found their food already by the looks of things, and they've also built a campfire. It's just off to such an exciting start, really, isn't it? The tortoises are also building and exploring, looking for tortoise activities to fill their tortoise days. Lovely. So it's year 2 now. The hares have built 2 tents and a campfire. Meanwhile, over in the tortoises base, they've built a campfire and what looks like a second campfire. The hares are murdering some wildlife, which is nice. I like that the hunted are getting the chance to become the hunter for once. The tortoises are still slow. I mean, come on. Does slow and steady really have any chance to win the war? Probably not, but I am crossing all 13 off my fingers for you. Looking at the expansion, the tortoises are up to 4 tents now, which would put them in the lead if only the hares weren't already on 5. Knowledge-wise, the hares are on 1.5 knowledge gain. The tortoises are at 2.3 knowledge gain and have houses, weapons, and sharp weapons learned. Come on, you wise-shelled bastards. I believe in you. As a passive god, I shouldn't really take sides, but I am rooting for the tortoises. Hares are basically just rabbits that want to be kangaroos, and I don't care for animals that feel the need to hop to travel. What's wrong with walking? You think you're better than the rest of us? Still no children yet for either side. The tortoises are still just plodding along doing tortoise things. I'll add a couple of mascots in now to represent the factions. Torty the tortoise, and then we have old Rabby, Hare, Harry, Hare. There we go, 2 mascots. Do take care of them because I'm not going to give you another one. Oh, a new village has been founded. Nice, the tortoises are expanding to the north. And what are you doing, you bunny rabbits? Except running around like little crazies. I'll speed the game up a little now. One of the tortoise people are doing some kind of sacred dance with their turtle mascot. Either that or he's trying to milk it. Oh no. Who ate the hare's mascot? Some fox called Foxy. Damn it, hare people, I told you to look after him. Now there will be dire consequences. Or do I mean no consequences? Yes, that's what I meant. No consequences. Oh, look, there's a sheep. You do know who this is, right? It's only the sheep of doom, which is like a rank before becoming the Sheep of Doom. Is this a teaser of the Sheep of Doom Part 2 coming soon? Well, no. We're at year 8 now and there's still no signs of little baby villagers. It could be that they have a really long gestation period or they share the fear I have of childbirth. I was so afraid of childbirth that I refused to leave my womb until I was a teenager. The tortoises are having some problems with some wolves now. Seems they're just allowing the wolves to eat them, which is basically what I do in the same situation. There's a new village founded by the hare people. They're expanding out as well now, it seems. The tortoise people have almost reached their stone supplies. The hares do appear to be spreading quicker in general though. Oh, the tortoises are still being eaten by wolves. Seems they're just sending out some of their children as sacrifices to keep the wolves at bay. Good thing your population is ever growing. Oh wait, it is. Turns out you just needed the deaths of some children to inspire you to procreate. What a disturbingly beautiful way of life you people have. Oh, how are the tortoises populating quicker than the hares? You're supposed to be intelligent, but here you are having children. Well, you've got some fertility in your long liver trait. There's also some in your immune trait. Oh, so you have more fertility than I thought you did. You are deceptively fertile. The hares aren't going to let your numbers grow faster than theirs though. Turns out that this is one of the things that they don't sleep during. Even the Sheep of Dew is getting some baby followers. It's 60 people versus 63 now. The battle is pretty even still. The hares are now on 2.3 knowledge gain with house tier 1, sharp axes and weapon production. However, the tortoises are on 3.3 knowledge gain with windmills, house tier 1 and 2, sharp axes and weapon production. So they're ahead technology wise. To counter their intelligence though, they do continue to fight with the wolves. If this can even be hardcore fighting. It's more like a seniors disco where the term dance till you die is taken too literal. I just don't understand why they're not fighting back. I know I shouldn't interfere, but if I don't, the wolf will wipe out the turtles before they get the chance to punch the hares. I'll just kill the wolf and free the tortoise people of their century-long blight. You're welcome, but it's the only time I'm going to help you. Army-wise, neither civilization has got one yet, which could be why they just allowed the wolves to eat them. The hares are at 88 people versus the tortoises at 65. Hopefully they'll both train an army up soon. Perhaps in some way that's what this tortoise is doing by chasing a chicken around. But probably not. He probably just thinks the chicken's his father. The tortoises have built their windmills now and are building paths which should speed them up a little. They've also managed to find their stone finally. It's just a shame they have no interest in becoming geologists though. Oh, there's another wolf. Oh, they're fighting back this time though. I guess me killing the wolf king has given the people hope. The hares meanwhile have founded yet another village. They're certainly expanding rapidly. The hares have developed windmills as well now, along with house tier 2 and swords. The tortoises on the other hand have roads which we've seen and swords as well. There really isn't much separating them technology wise except for roads. And who gives a flying duck about roads? Oh, here we go, one of the tortoises windmills in action. Spinny, isn't it? Now they've just formed a new village next to stone. The hares are fairly close to their stone as well now. Oh, the tortoises have just built near the sparkly rock as well. I just can't remember ever feeling excitement like this before. Oh no, there's another wolf eating the tortoises. Defend, will you? Isn't that what you tortoises are supposed to be good at? There we go, that took you long enough. Looking at the overview of the world, the tortoises are edging towards the centre faster than the hares are. Seems slow and steady might win the race after all. Except we're not doing a race this time, we're doing a fight to the death. What are you hares even doing with your lives? You don't even have roads yet. Who doesn't know how to build a road? It's something you walk on, you just put it on the floor. The tortoise's little mining camp seems to be finished, and they've learned the ability to harvest it with more efficiency, which is just all kinds of efficient. Meanwhile, the hares are just baffled by the grey lumps that stick out from the earth. Almost year 25 now. A quick overview shows there has been 49 deaths so far. 2 have died from hunger and 28 other deaths, which is probably just another way to say wolf. There's been 19 creatures eaten and a whole lot of trees harvested. It's 139 people versus 158. The tortoises have started harvesting whatever this is, and the hares have finally learnt how to build roads. It took you long enough. Technology wise, the hares are at 4.3 knowledge gain, with nothing other than roads being new. The tortoises on the other hand only have 4.8, which is much higher, but seem to be whizzing ahead. They've got sharper axes to cut faster and house tier 3 for more baby storage. Oh, the hares have just expanded. They've heard my cries about their stupidity and upped their game. They're closing in on the sparkly resources too. The tortoises have just built a new village as well. They're just enjoying casting a shadow over all the hares' achievements. They're even almost near the center now. The hares are still just oblivious to the use for rocks. 205 people for the hares versus 169 for the tortoises. Their population is certainly much higher now. Oh, a breakthrough moment. They're mining. They're furious miners. Miners in the sense of people who mine rather than children. I mean, it is possible they're also furious children. I don't know. Anyway, over on the cultures list, the hare people are on 5.8 knowledge gain with tier 3 housing and improved knowledge gain. Oh, look at you trying to catch up with the tortoises. The tortoises, on the other hand, have learnt how to build boats and docks on a map without any real body of water. What were you thinking? Probably just tired of people confusing them for turtles and throwing them into ponds. The tortoises have almost finished mining their ore deposit. The mithril is very close to their border as well. The hares are slowly creeping down the side of the map towards the center. They've just made another village here as well. 258 versus 274. So somehow the tortoises have taken over. Probably because they have more villagers. Speaking of which, yet another village near the silver now, or whatever this is. No one started on the middle section still. The tortoises are certainly closer if that counts for anything. The hares are now on 8.5 knowledge gain. They've learnt to build boats now and they've upgraded their knowledge gain to rank 2. which means they're now ahead of the tortoises on knowledge gain, who are only on 8. However, the tortoises have already unlocked copper and house tier 4, which the hares haven't achieved yet. Both sides are making the most of their windmills. Got some nice windmill tactics in play here. Farming. I still think that the tortoises will be the first to the center, but it's getting tight. 335 versus 289. They're really rocketing ahead on the population now. Whose army is bigger though? Huh? Well, the hares have an army of 78 people, while the tortoises are only on 56. So the hares are the more combat ready side. The hares have just made 2 new villages in the east. They're desperately trying to expand to catch the tortoises up. The sheep-a-do is still alive and doing sheep things, which is nice for everyone. The tortoises have formed another village now. They're pretty much across the entire side of their island. The river is still a bit of a no-go area. They're either both fearful of water, which explains the docks and boats, or they know an all-out war will start once their borders touch. Never touch another person's border without permission. The hare army has shrunk to 56 people versus tortoises who have 74. So they've just swapped figures around some reason. I guess some of the hares could have fled to the tortoise land as traitors. Still curious to see who gets to the center first. Oh, the hares have taken over in population as well now. 387 people for the tortoises versus a whopping 396 for the hares. It will certainly be a big battle once they actually reach each other. Both kingdoms are at level 16. The hares have learnt how to make armor, temples, houses tier 4, and bows, which I think will be a huge thing in this fight. The tortoises, on the other hand, have learnt how to spread their culture faster. Houses tier 4, bronze, copper, and silver, which is good. We're at year 52 now. I think this is the longest I've ever left a game without dropping nukes on people. Oh, the hares have just located their side of the center riches. They've made 2 new villages right next to the water. I think they're preparing for war. If they're quick, they can probably gather all the materials from both sides of the map before the tortoises even reach the area. 412 people for the tortoises versus 536 for the hares. How has this happened? I guess the fact they're making villages left, right and centre is allowing for quick growth. The tortoises are fighting back though. They've now made a village near the river too. No wait, they've made 3 new villages all near the river. They aren't just gonna hide in their shells and wait for death to release them from their tortoise lives. Oh no. Now they're both near the river, I think we'll add a couple of sand bridges in. We'll put one in the south and one in the north. There we go. Oh, the borders are now touching, so it's going to be a battle of influence. Seems the hares will win as their influence is just insane. 4,400 versus a measly 1,000. What's going on, tortoises? You need more confidence. The armies now are pretty much equal in size, so it will come down to who has the better gear. The hares are now mining the center materials. So have the tortoises, but only slower. Oh, the war has just been declared. The battle will finally commence. Here comes a rain of arrows. This is where having the ranged weapons will be a huge advantage, as the tortoises have to run over the sandbanks in order to fight back. The tortoises are spreading over the northern side into the hares' territory. The hares aren't having any of it though, and are sending their army down to smash the tortoises' shells. Oh, the battle's about to... Oh, what the heck? They just instantly stole the base from them. I guess that is the power of the sky-high influence. You can just waltz into an enemy's base and be like, yo, lose the shackles of your weighty shells and stretch those ears to the sky. Your hares now. And the tortoises will do just that and start hopping around like a group of geriatric acrobats. It will be a truly magical time. The tortoises are trying to fight back now and take some of the land over, so they're sending their army up. But it looks like the hares are making short work of them. The leaders are battling. Oh, the leader's dead. One of the leaders is dead. The other one lived. The hares' bows are just so powerful, they're raining arrows down on the tortoise people. It seems though, looking at the culture list, the tortoises have now learnt to make bows too. But maybe it's too little too late. The hares have taken over the north side of the tortoises' island now. They're sending their army south to take more land. They've taken full control of the riches in the center. The army sizes are now 62 for the tortoises versus 136 for the hares. I think the tortoises need to start training more people to be in their army if they want to stand a chance here. It seems seems the influence is balanced out quite evenly now, so there'll be no more easily capturing towns from the hares. You can see by the lines here that there is land being contested constantly. Oh, the tortoises have just taken over a little section in the hares area. They're trying, bless them. Oh, they've just contested this large area too. Oh, they have it. They're really holding their own considering the huge difference in army sizes. Oh, the hares are now taking over a very large chunk in the south. They're also recapturing the land that they've lost on the other side of the world. You'd think the hares are doing bad because they're using wooden weapons, but the fact that they have so many bows seems to be working in their favor. Damage-wise, both sides is pretty similar. Just this person doesn't even have a weapon, which is probably why they're losing. The hares have managed to find time during the fight to found yet another new village. The tortoises are certainly suffering here. The hares have 830 people versus the tortoises 430. They're just slowly encroaching on the land. It seems the tortoises can do very little to defend themselves. 985 hares versus 291 tortoises. They're just breeding like, well, rabbits. Can the tortoises defend their last stronghold, or is it all over for them? They're sending what remains of the army up to try and defend, but the hares are just capturing it effortlessly. The tortoises are fighting back and regaining some of the land. They have a fairly big army of archers in the south which they're using to take over areas. Could this be the turnaround of a century? Can the underdogs, the under tortoises, come out on top despite the overwhelming odds against them? They're starting to lose their section to the hares, so they're sending their army to defend it. No, it's too late. It's gone. It's lost. They've founded a new village in desperation. The hares have like 80% of the map now. Oh, a big chunk taken back, but big chunk being lost as well. Every time I get a bit of hope for the tortoises, they just lose more of their land or army. This is their main base down here that they're attempting to defend. They're holding off the hares' advances, but I think the hares will win sheerly by numbers. Hares are taking another massive chunk over now. The hare's army size is 207 versus the tortoise's 7. The king has just been killed. The king has left the building. Oh, the killer of the king has just been killed too. That's karma for you. I think it's all over for the tortoises. The barely any hare people have 1,270 people versus the tortoises 90. They've just lost their new little base that they made, which leaves only the main area. They're trying their hardest to keep it, but the hares are sending more and more troops. There we go, it's being captured. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yes, they are no more. The war of the tortoise versus the hare is over. Long live the rulers, the hippity hoppity hares. It just shows you that this story that the ancient Greeks made was probably a lie. I don't believe for a minute a tortoise would beat a hare in a race. We have proven it in 2024 with the scientifically accurate simulation game WorldBox. You're welcome, history. Oh, and you didn't really think I'd end the video without interfering, did you? For their very last challenge, they have to beat the tortoise god. The tortoise god is all the things that the others weren't. Oh, it's all powerful now. Please put your hands together for the turtle god. Okay, it's dead. Oh, I didn't heal him. Hold on. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Ready? Give him a shield. Give him the power up. Give him the coffee. Yeah, you see, I didn't heal him. Do you know what? Blood rain heals. Silly me. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah? Let's pretend that didn't happen. Unleash you there. We're gonna star him. Okay, ready? This is actually what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Oh, yes. Do you know what? I think Tails is just really stupid. I honestly don't know why he keeps blowing up. Marked for death. You don't want that. Okay. Hold on. One last try. There he is. We're not going to mark him for death this time. There he is. Give him coffee. Give him the power up. Give him the bubble. Give him blessed. Blood rain heals. Blood rain heals, people. In case you didn't know. Okay. So he's the tail god. He's a hero in the half shell. Are we ready for this? Like, actually not just blown up. There we go. Can you kill the turtle deity? They're trying. They are trying. They're actually getting his health down. I know he's just healed. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I might have made him too tough. I might have actually made him too strong. Oh, yes. He's just got their whole army. Their entire army is here just getting thrown about. They're all just getting thrown and set on fire and thrown and set on fire. It's really quite unfair. They might be tough, but they can't beat a turtle god. I don't think anyone can. They're just going to be thrown to their deaths. They're losing their army. No, they're still trying. They're not going to give up without a fight. Okay, they've just declared war. Oh, they're fighting amongst themselves. Well done. Well, you've got a turtle deity destroying your base. You're declaring war on yourselves. I don't think you're going to kill the turtle god, I'm afraid. I might have made him too powerful. Like, you're not out damaging his healing. I think your only hope would be to develop new technology. Yep, the king's been killed. They're going to war with themselves. They're idiots. This is what happens when you get too powerful. Okay, let's give them a fighting chance here. I'm going to gather all the people from the entire place. All of them. Every last citizen, every last person. I'm gonna unleash them in a ball right here. I'm also gonna throw, let's give you some more. I'm gonna throw into the mix even more. How many people is that? That's 6,600. I think we can go more. Oh, this is disturbing. This is disturbing now. They are down in the tail god. Oh, no, tail god's healing. Who keeps making bread? Oh, there's people eating bread or something. I don't know what's going on. Oh, we need to put an end to this. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Turtle in the house show.